Now we want a description of your internship. And this is a key element of your application. This is what's going to let the faculty know whether the work you're doing fits the needs of your department. So we want to be thorough and we want to be accurate here. Now, if you responded to a listing in CareerLink, on Indeed.com, on the company's website, you can copy and paste that information into the box provided. Or if it's available in a PDF or you save it as a PDF, you can attach it here, just put in the box "See attachment." Now, let's say you don't have a description. You found out about it word of mouth, you interviewed, they welcomed you aboard. Please find out enough to give us a thorough description. Tell us about the projects you're working on, the skills you're developing, the tools you're working with, and give us a few good paragraphs about it, not just a sentence or two. If it seems a little more vague, you're assisting a researcher or you're assisting, helping in a history museum, find out what the person you're assisting is working on, enough to give us good detail in how you're assisting that person, what you're doing to help out, and what skills you're developing, and you're going to have a good description for us. Learning objectives. A couple of things to tell you about here. This is another area that's very important to your application. Think of learning objectives as the goals for your internship. If you are in a department that pre-writes these for you, there's already pre-selected your objectives, they'll pop up. You won't even see this box here. But if you need to write your own, you'll see this box, and we ask that you write your learning objectives to SMART guidelines. And we have this guide, again, another blue link, which will describe what those are. I'm going to zoom in again. And SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, etc. This first page tells you what are learning objectives, how to approach them. And the second page has good examples of ones that kind of vague, you don't want to submit, and more specific, better ones to use. Most departments will want 4 or more of these. Find out what your department requires, write up some good learning objectives, and then you're ready to go. So I'm going to go back to the application. Now, one more word on learning objectives. Most of the departments I've worked with would like you to get these pre-approved, and it's a really good idea to avoid getting rejected at the last stage of your application. So if you've written some up, we suggest you contact that faculty supervisor, share with them your objectives, and get their feedback. Once they're approved or get that pre-approval, go ahead, add them in here, you're good to go. Now, are you trying to seek credit for an existing job? If it's yes, you have a chance to explain the duties you have that will apply to your department. Now, there are some departments that don't allow this, and there are some that only do under certain circumstances. So if you are asking for credit for an existing job, make sure to explain the elements and the time you spend on those elements that apply to your department. If you click no, we just keep going. Now, we need information for your supervisor. Pay special attention to that email. If we get the wrong email, it kind of messes things up, and this application won't go anywhere when you're done. So double, triple check it. Make sure you've got the right email. Obviously, we need their name, phone number, and title. If it's a large employer like the city of Denver, you might want to put in what department you're in for that large entity. And then finally, we have credentials for the supervisor. Now, every department is going to want you to be supervised by someone with professional experience in the same area you're being asked to work, but some have even more specific requirements. For instance, in accounting, they don't just want you reporting to an accountant, they want you reporting to a certified public accountant or a CPA. So I'm going to mark that. We're almost done.